Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to show you guys a couple of awesome, amazing Spider-Man comics that I've picked up, as well as some original art that I purchased from a subscriber of this channel. Before I get to the comics or the original art, I definitely want to encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so that you can stay abreast of all the content that I release on a weekly basis. If you're already a subscriber, I definitely want to say thank you for being part of the journey here at RegieCollects. With that, let's jump into the comics. I actually picked these books up, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm pumped about these books because I am getting closer and closer to completing my run of Amazing Spider-Man. I still have a little ways to go, but I am getting closer, and I'm actually going to show you. I think it's 4 books here that I'm very pumped about. The first book is Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 6. And this one actually features the Sinister Six. Definitely a cool book, especially if the Sinister Six makes its way into future Marvel movies. So I'm definitely pleased about this one. This is a square bound annual that is actually still square bound. Oftentimes what happens with these books is over time, because people don't handle them properly or because they get placed under other things, they get flattened out. This spine is still a square spine. So I'm definitely pumped about having this book in the collection. It has seen better days, but I'm going to tell you, these Amazing Spider-Man annual books, especially the lower numbers, are really, really hard to find in great shape. And I'm definitely pleased to have this one in the collection. And I'm also pleased to have this one. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 4 annual featuring the Human Torch. It is basically a black cover. These books are notorious for showing wear, but this one actually is in pretty solid shape. I would put both of these books maybe at a 5.5. I still need to take them out and look at them closer. I've actually seen lots of photos of these, but I haven't taken them out and examined them in person because they arrived just a short while ago and I wanted to kind of do the video. So definitely a great book to have on hand. I think all of these books that I'm going to be showing you can definitely benefit from a clean and from a press, but honestly, they're great books. So that was Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 4. Maybe you can see a trend of where I am going. Here is Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 1 from 1964, the first appearance of the Sinister Six. This book is awesome. It is awesome. I literally helped a friend earlier today on Instagram actually work a deal to buy this book, a copy of this book for himself. All the while, I knew that my copy was en route to me and it arrived, like I said earlier today. This book does have a little bit of tape on it, and it definitely needs to be cleaned and pressed. But what CGC has told me is that tape doesn't necessarily count against me. So that's what gave me the confidence to go ahead and pick this book up. This is a very hot book. It is also a hard book to find. But again, definitely pleased to have this book in the collection. And this little bit of tape that is holding the spine in place doesn't bother me all that much, especially because the book is still square. All 3 of these books, the number 1, the number 4, and the number 6, are all still square bound books, which is great. And then the very last book that I want to show you is not an annual. It's not an annual at all, but it is a low number Amazing Spider-Man. It is ASM number 5. This book is one that I've held in my hands several times, specifically at one shop where I've gone back to the shop numerous times and actually held the book and debated whether I buy it or not. I ultimately decided not to buy that book because it was somewhat expensive and had a lot of wear on it. I was able to find this copy and pick it up, and it has less wear than the other, and it's also less expensive than the other, which bodes well for my budget. Now, the one thing that I will tell you about this book is it does have some wear on the spine and elsewhere on the book, but it also has a small amount of color touch. When I counted it, and I counted it from the photos, there appear to be 4 small sections of color touch where someone basically tapped with a green pen. And I think very easily that color touch can be removed and this book will still be a solid book to have in the collection. I've seen other books, not necessarily this one, but other low number Amazing Spider-Man that have a tremendous amount of color touch, almost to the point that if you remove it, you're going to remove huge chunks of the book. In this case, we're talking about a small number of very small color touches, amateur, that can easily be removed, and this will still be a great book. So this is Amazing Spider-Man number 5. It is the first book that I have knowingly purchased with color touch, but I went into this knowing exactly what my plan was for this book. Definitely pleased to have this book in the collection. I'm getting closer and closer to having issues 1 through 10, and this puts me along that path. All right, so that is all the books that I'm going to show you. Next, I want to show you some original art that I picked up from a member of the comic book community, Randy Resnake. I've actually been the recipient of some great artwork from Randy over the last several months. He posted something up on Instagram the other day, and I sent him a message. I was like, bro, that is fantastic artwork, my friend. He said, if you think that's good, look at this one. He sent me another piece, and I'm like, okay, so how much do you want for this? And we were able to work a deal that I think made him happy, it made me happy, and it also gives me an ability to add some great artwork to my portfolio while supporting a member of the comic book community, and to me, that is a win. The first piece of art that I saw, yes, it is Spider-Man related. It is Mysterio, again by my man Randy Resnake. A fantastic piece featuring Mysterio. I am learning to become a fan of this particular character. After I read his early appearances in Amazing Spider-Man, I actually gained a newfound appreciation for this character. And then I hear that he is also in the recent Far From Home, I think, Spider-Man movie. And so I haven't seen that, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. But I've heard really great things about the character. So pumped to have this one in the collection. The second one that Randy sent me was this one right here, Kraven, from Kraven's The Last Hunt. This is the one, when I saw it, I was like, I have to have it. This is really, really well done. So this was the second piece that I offered to buy. It actually wasn't even complete when I made my offer, but it was complete enough to capture my attention. So shout out to Randy Resnake for being a super talented person and also a great member of the comic book community. I now have 4, I believe it's 4 pieces of his artwork in my collection. I think one of them is over the shoulder behind me there, and another is over that same shoulder in the portfolio off to the side. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. If you could give the video a thumbs up, I would absolutely appreciate that as well. If you need to reach me, feel free to do so at RegieCollects on Instagram and RegieCollects@gmail.com. Take care.